Morning students. So in previous videos we had seen the how to preserve the food, maybe by common salt, preservation by sugar and the oil and the vinegar. So let's continue. This is another method, that is heat and cold treatment. So at home, if you see, you boil the milk, isn't it? So boiling milk before it is stored or used. And what happens if you boil? Boiling will kill many microorganisms. So boiling the milk, why do you boil the milk? Because you have to store that milk and you have to use. So in order to store and in order to use, you boil the milk. And when you boil the milk, or maybe anything, when you boil water also, even that will kill the microorganisms. Now if you see, at home we keep the food in the refrigerator, isn't it? So low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. Whenever there is low temperature, so this will inhibit the growth of microbes. That means they will kill the growth of the microbes. The next is the storage and packing. So some food we store and we pack properly, isn't it? So nowadays, if you see, the dry fruits and even the vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets. If you go for supermarket or mall, if you see the dry fruits, even the vegetables, they are sealed, isn't it, in the plastic. So they are sealed in airtight packets. Why they are sealed? In order to prevent the attack of microbes. Otherwise what happens, these dry fruits and vegetables, they are very easily can get attacked with the microbes. So therefore they are sealed in the airtight packets. Next we will see the nitrogen fixation. So before we see nitrogen cycle, we will see what is nitrogen fixation. So you have maybe heard about the bacterium Rhizobium, isn't it? The bacteria Rhizobium. Where it is involved? It is involved in the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plant. It fixes the nitrogen in the leguminous plants, not in every plants, the plants which has legumes. So Rhizobium, if you see, it lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants, for example beans, peas. So in that this Rhizobium will be present, which has symbiotic relationship. Because why? Because the bacteria will provide the nutrients to the plant and the bacteria also gets the nutrients from the plant. So this has a symbiotic relationship. So if you see, in the atmosphere we have 78% of nitrogen gas. Why this nitrogen is essential? It is very essential constituent of all living organisms, as part of even proteins, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins. So the atmospheric nitrogen, it cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. Okay, whatever the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, that is cannot be taken directly by plants and animals. So certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil, what do? They fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen. Once the nitrogen is converted into usable compounds, it can be utilized by plants from the soil. So once the nitrogen is converted, what happens? The plants can easily use this nitrogen. If you see animal, they eat plants, isn't it? So when plants and animals die, the bacteria and fungi, the present in the soil, what happens? They convert into nitrogenous waste and nitrogenous compounds. Okay, nitrogenous waste and nitrogenous compounds. So that is to be used by plants. Certain other bacteria which are present, they convert some part of the some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into atmosphere. So as a result, what happens? The nitrogen, the percentage of nitrogen remains more or less constant. So remember, animal eat plants, and after that what happens? When plants and animals die, the bacteria and fungi which is present in the soil, they convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compound. Why it is converted? So that the plants may be used. Now there are certain bacteria they convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back again to the atmosphere. So since it is going back again, so the percentage of nitrogen will be more or less remains constant. So sometimes what happens, the nitrogen gets fixed through the act of lightning. Okay, even through the act of lightning, nitrogen gets fixed. So we know amount of nitrogen remains constant in the atmosphere. So if you see the same thing which I explained just now through this nitrogen cycle, what happens, the compounds of nitrogen in the soil. So in the soil, the nitrogen is present. What happens, plants will take up this nitrogen, and who eats plants? The animals eat these plants. So since they eat plants, what happens next, the nitrogenous waste is converted into nitrogenous compound. And then what happens again, the other bacterias, okay, turn compounds of nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen again, and then this will go to the atmospheric nitrogen. So as I said, the nitrogen also gets fixed through what? Through the lightning, okay, through the act of lightning. So this atmospheric nitrogen, what happens, nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue green algae fix the atmospheric nitrogen, and the bacteria which in turn fix nitrogen into nitrogenous compound, then again it goes to the soil. So the process which will repeat. So this is one process, that is the compounds of nitrogen in the soil, bacteria turn compounds of nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen, then from there it converted into atmospheric nitrogen, and then the nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue green algae, they fix the atmospheric nitrogen, whereas next the bacteria, they convert nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds, again it goes to the soil. This is another way where plants take up this compounds of nitrogen, animals eat, and then what happens, the nitrogenous waste from excretion and death, nitrogenous waste is passed out again to the soil, maybe either maybe excretion or when the animals dies, so it is decays in the soil, isn't it? So nitrogen again fixed in the soil. Sometimes the atmospheric nitrogen can fix through lightning, through the act of lightning. So this is the three way where the nitrogen fixes in the soil as well as in the atmosphere.